So my goal for this video was to buy a Palmetto State Armory AR pistol, spend under $600-ish, and see if it's worth the money. So let's get into this. Here we have the Palmetto State Armory AR pistol, 10.5-inch barrel. I forget the twist rate, 7-to-1, something like that. Doesn't really matter in a 10.5-inch barrel. So I got this off of Palmetto State. I told everybody that I would do a video. I kind of wanted to do just is it worth the money? So let's talk about that first. What I have into this. So I bought this in two different pieces. I bought the lower and then the upper separately. The SBA 3 brace came on this along with the Magpul furniture. I got that off of Palmetto State it was on sale for $180 for the complete lower. As you see it here, obviously a different trigger. I'll talk about that in a minute. Then I bought the upper. Upper went $350 before shipping. Every once in a while you can find some free shipping or whatever. I think I got free shipping on this, but I had to pay sales tax in my state. So we're looking at $550 without optic for a complete firearm, which in my opinion is a great deal. This brace, right around $100. Upper, or right around $100. A bolt carrying group will run you $100. A lower will run you $100. A barrel will run you $100. So everything else are kind of thrown in for free, in my opinion. Now, you will notice I have a Crimson Trace red dot. That's a pretty expensive red dot on it. And I have a $300 trigger in this firearm. One of the things that I love about ARs is that you can swap out parts. So I wanted to continue testing with this tack-on trigger. So any gun that I go to shoot that day, I take my mil-spec trigger, what I normally run. I take mil-spec trigger out and I throw that tack-on trigger into whatever firearm and I go and shoot that firearm. Trigger's still doing great. But like I said, I wanted to use this for some product testing and test this also. So full disclosure, I wanted to have a lot more rounds through this firearm before I ever tried to do a review and see if it was worth the money. But I had an issue with it the time that I took it out. We'll get into that. And then on top of that, I've been hounded quite a bit by our frequent viewer to get this video out, so I'm going to make it with the amount of rounds that I have through it. I have a couple hundred rounds through it, nothing big, but I did formulate an opinion based off of that. So first of all, let's see what happened to the firearm that created my malfunction or issues. So when I went out to go shooting this day, I had a whole bunch of miscellaneous ammo that I had around for the longest time, and I decided, hey, if I'm going to do product testing, I'll take all this ammo out, and that's the ammo that I'll use to shoot. Well, part of that bunch of ammo was about 90 rounds of this old, I'm talking, I bought this stuff 14 years ago, steel case ammo, and if you've ever shot steel case out of a 5.56, you know exactly where this story is going. So on that day, I had 3 stuck cases stuck in the chamber. The first 2 came out relatively easily. I just pounded a cleaning rod down the barrel and it came out. The third one did not. I destroyed 3 cleaning rods and I had to let the gun completely cool and then pound it out with like a hammer, pound it out. I don't see that a fault of the gun. That's me shooting steel case ammo through AR, which has tight tolerances. That's my fault, not the firearm fault. It did seem to get progressively worse as the gun heated up. So the more round that I put through it, the worse they got stuck. Faster they got stuck and the worse that they were stuck in until that third and final round. And that's when, I had enough of it. I shot another firearm for a while and then came back to it. Now, to go over a little bit of thing with any of the manufacturer, any of the company, I always look for blems. 98% of the time when you get a blem, when I get a blem, I can't even see what the blemish is. On this upper, I could actually see it. So if you look right here, there is a slight mark. See that mark? That's what got me like a $200 discount on this entire upper receiver combo set because of that little mark. If you watch any of my video, you know I'm not easy on my firearm, so that little mark means nothing to me. I'll put 10 of them in the next time I go shooting. Other than that, the gun functioned flawlessly. I'm actually really impressed with it. It was accurate. I'm not going to test the accuracy and tell you if it's sub MOA or not. It's a 10.5-inch barrel in a 5.56. I don't care if it's sub MOA. I'm looking for human-sized silhouettes within 100 yards. Does it do that? Absolutely does that. The gun overall, it did really well. It operated really well. The trigger that comes in it is a typical mil-spec trigger. It functioned well. Like I said, I'm just trying to test the tack-on trigger. So other than that, I think it's a really good built firearm for the price and the money that you're paying on it. You have a couple QD slots already. You got 2 on each side of the handguard. You got 1 in the SBA3 brace that's on it. So if you're looking to put a sling on it, I think you already got all your mounting surfaces that you need. It cycled really well. It ejected really well. I really have no complaints. As you can see here, once I, just fed it RAS from there on out, then it did flawless, and it was actually a really fun day shooting this at the range. So what are my final thoughts, and would I recommend this? I would absolutely recommend any of the cheaper AR from Palmetto State Armory. I've owned a couple. I've owned their AR-10. I still have it. My AR-10 and 308. Walsh has done a few things with the 6.5 AR-10 from Palmetto State Armory. I absolutely recommend them. It's a cheap way to get into the sport, to have multiple weapon. I can buy 5 ARs, complete ARs from Palmetto State for the price of one of these, kind of boutique brand ARs. So yes, I would absolutely recommend them. Now, if anything fails on this firearm, it's replaceable. So if the barrel doesn't shoot the way that I want it to, and I want to invest in a little bit more in a more premium barrel, then that's what I'll do. If I want to put in a different trigger, if you don't like the bolt carrying group for some reason, or something breaks, the extractor pin or the extractor spring breaks and it's not worth anything, then it's really cheap to replace any of the small parts here and there. But this gets you into the sport. It gets you a gun in your household, and it allows you to customize it from there. And later on, if you want to put a match grade barrel into this gun, you can. If you want to spend the money and get a higher priced full floating rail, anything that you want to do, you can do to this platform. So I absolutely recommend them. I haven't had any major problem with them. Any of the firearm that I bought from Palmetto State Armory, and I'll continue to buy them in the future. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you want to support the channel, then like, subscribe, use any of our discount codes. That allows the manufacturer to know that we're sending them to you, and they're more inclined to help us out. I will say this, on this firearm here, I spent all my own money. I paid full sales price. I didn't ask Palmetto State for anything for that review, but this is something that our subscriber and our viewer wanted to see. So there you go. I'll keep putting around through this firearm, as many as I can afford to and find nowadays. But if I have any issue or any major updates, I'll update you. If you don't hear from me, then jump on our live chat and make sure you ask the question at our live chat. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.
Hey guys, look, I'm part of the LPVO club now.
No! No! So B got a new gun, and he got this given to him, which was nice, but
sorry,
that's trash. That's trash. We're gonna set him up with a primary arms LPVO. So let's see how he likes it. I told him if he likes this better than that, he has to shoot that. So let's get to it. I guess Mythbusters are right. You can't shoot down a scope
unless you bend the barrel.
That's awesome.
All right, let me get a shot in. Okay, I retract my statement. That actually went straight through the scope. So eat your heart out, Mythbusters. You can shoot down a scope.